Author's Equity, a new boutique publisher. What is it and why should we care? Hello and welcome back to my writing journey. I'm Ellen Byerrum, author of 14 mysteries, 12 of which are in my Crime of Fashion Mysteries, which starts with Killer Hair. Here are two versions of the book, a mass market with a traditional publisher and the version I put out after getting my rights back. Today, I am talking about a new publisher that may offer a bridge between traditional publishing and self-publishing with a new model, Author's Equity. In these videos, I discuss various aspects of reading and writing and how they make us feel, how they ennoble us or enrage us, and how they might make us stronger writers. Sometimes I include a little fun industry information or gossip. If that sounds interesting to you, please like and feel free to subscribe to my YouTube channel for that all-important algorithm. I have long thought it would be nice if writers who publish independently had some kind of vetting mechanism so that readers and book buyers could be assured that our books meet a baseline of quality to separate us from the millions of poorly written self-published books. Also, it would be wonderful if writers could find a better, more efficient way of distributing our books to retail outlets. But that day is not today. However, there's a new publisher on the horizon that appears to offer a different model and includes the author in more of the publishing decisions, allegedly. It is a boutique publisher named Author's Equity and established by professionals, including CEO Madeline McIntosh. If you remember, McIntosh was the CEO of Penguin Random House and resigned in January 2023 after the collapse of a proposed merger with Simon & Schuster. Penguin lost $200 million in termination fees when that deal went south. At that time, McIntosh said the collapse of the merger didn't influence her decision to step down, but that after the trial's conclusion, she felt ready to embark on a new phase of her career. I guess anyone would. That new phase is Author's Equity. According to the company's website, there are 8 people with more than a century of combined industry experience on the team of this new venture. Author's Equity says it wants to give writers more control, more financial incentives, but there are no advances. Author's Equity is not alone in this. The no advances model seems to be more and more prevalent at smaller publishers with writers taking more of a risk. In various posts, Author's Equity notes that the majority of investment funding comes from authors, including James Clear, Tim Ferriss, and Louise Penny. They don't talk about their own investment or what these well-known authors will receive in return, nor does Author's Equity spell out how much an author would make in royalties. I only have my own experience to consider. When I was with Penguin, I made about 10% of the cover price. Not very much, but most of my books regularly went into reprints and sold well. I don't remember what I made on ebooks, but it wasn't very much. As an independent author with Amazon, I make 70% of the price of sales on ebooks and close to that on other platforms. Regarding trade paperbacks, I make 60% of the cover price after printing costs are deducted. Author's Equity plans to use freelancers for many tasks, and that has sparked concern on various websites about paying poor wages and not offering benefits to those workers. Now, freelancers are nothing new. When I was with Penguin for my first 9 books, they hired freelance copy editors. One who copy edited 3 or 4 books was great. Another was very bad and stopped working on the book halfway through. And a third person should not have touched my book at all. That particular book was very clean and already copy edited. But when I saw what a mess it was, I was told some guy in the printing department took it upon himself to re-edit my book. Some guy? I assume he wanted a promotion, was trying to show off his skills at my expense. It was a disaster, and I had to work very hard to remove his mistakes and unauthorized changes. But with the new company's plan, it may create a different dynamic if authors know the people who edit and copy edit their books. We'll see. The new boutique publisher has stated it plans to create a fully author-centric model with core principles that put the author first and offer financial incentives and a publishing process built around each author's unique audience, vision, and needs. It seems to me that they want to tag along with authors who are already successful and have huge followings. In a Substack blog post, Authors Equity writes that the traditional ways of capturing readers are harder than ever. No kidding. When publishers had more control over mass media, it was easier for them, but now it's all about the writers who have found ways to connect with readers. The new publisher has announced its first 10 books, including story collections and at least 6 nonfiction books, one by a self-published author who's already sold several 100,000 copies. Book submissions to Authors Equity must be through literary agents. And while Simon & Schuster will handle some of the distribution and some production for some of the titles, I have questions. Who else will handle those tasks? What is distribution going to look like? Will they produce ebooks as well as print books? And what about audiobooks? Will the turnaround be more efficient than with a traditional publisher? And how long can be expected between turning in a book to when that book is published? Right now, it can take up to a year or a year and a half for fiction. But the time frame for independent authors is pretty much what the writer decides and can be much sooner between finished manuscript and book in print. I'm sure more questions will come to me. Let me know what you think. Is this going to be a viable model for the future of book publishing? In the interim, you can check out their website at authorsequity.com, and they also have a Substack blog. That's all I have for now, and I'll see you next time. Bye.